Hello, welcome to another edition of Let's Talk Politics on NaijaAnchorNews, where we delve into the heart of Nigeria's political challenges and dissect the pressing issues that affect every Nigerian. Today, we are addressing a topic that strikes at the very core of our national identity and democracy. The recent surge in calls for a military coup, the secessionist threat from the southwest, and the growing discontent with the President Bola Tinubu's administration. In recent weeks, Nigeria has been grappling with a wave of alarming developments that threaten the fabric of our democracy. The Alliance for Yoruba Democratic Movement, AYDM, representing over 100 groups, has issued a stern warning against any attempt to disrupt the democratic process by staging a military coup.
AYDM condemned promoters of the idea, saying it is unwarranted. The groups also warned that a military coup at this point could result in the secession of the Southwest from the country.
The group made it unequivocally clear that should the military take over, the Southwest would not hesitate to secede from Nigeria, marking a new chapter in the ongoing struggle for self-determination within the country. The AYDM's warning is a reflection of the deep-seated frustration within Southwest, which has been simmering for decades. They argue that the 1914 amalgamation of Nigeria has done more harm than good to the Yoruba people, stunting their potential and subjecting them to a continuous cycle of violence, economic hardship, and political instability. Rufai Oseni, in a message he shared in church on Sunday, the first day of August 2024, themed the genesis of distortion in Nigeria. He said the amalgamation of Nigeria was the genesis of the problem Nigeria is facing to date.
I'm going to be talking about something called the genesis of distortion. I titled it, I said the genesis of distortion. The reason why Nigeria it is today is because there's a genesis to the distortion. It didn't start today. And I'll take you back to some key dates. I'll take you back to the year 1914. The year 1914 was the year they amalgamated the Northern and the Southern Protectorate.
He said Nigeria was structured in a way it will not work.
We talk about Nigeria not work. It was not structured in a way that it was going to work, because people wanted to take it for their own benefits. And that's why they don't like the truth. That's why they want to dominate every sphere. They want to shut people down in the media when you try to rat them out. So they deliberately put all of these things in place so that these systems and these hegemonies will not make you come together or work.
The calls for secession is not just a knee-jerk reaction to the threat military rule. Is a manifestation of the region's long-standing grievances and a demand for self-governance in the face of a nation teetering on the edge of collapse. In response to this unsettling development, the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has made it abundantly clear that the Nigerian military will not tolerate any attempt to instigate a coup.
Will not accept anybody, any individual flying any foreign flag in Nigeria. That is treasonable offense, and it will be viewed and treated as such.
His message was unambiguous. The military is committed to defending democracy and will not entertain any action aimed at regime change. Musa's statement is a crucial reminder that Nigeria is a sovereign nation with a democratic foundation that must be upheld at all costs. The military's role is to protect the state, not to dismantle the democratic institution that Nigeria have fought so hard to establish.
You can see all of us together. We had about 2 hours meeting with Mr. President. We explained to him in details the current situation on ground since the riots have started. And what we realized is that, yes, initially people said it was a peaceful riot, but we have warned against it because we realized that there are individuals that are willing to take advantage of it to cause mayhem. And not accept anybody, any individual flying any foreign flag in Nigeria.
The mention of protesters waving Russian flags during demonstration adds another complexity to the situation. It raises questions about external influences and the extent to which some factions within Nigeria may be willing to go to achieve their objectives, even if it means undermining national sovereignty. So far, there have been accusation fingers pointed at a British citizen, Andrew Wayne, and a Nigerian citizen, Lucky Abiyan.
Investigations have identified a foreign mercenary, Andrew Wayne, also known as Andrew Povich or Drew Povey. The man has many identities. A British national who built a network of sleeper cells to topple the government and plunge the nation into chaos. He rented a space at the Labour House in Abuja for an Iver Valley bookshop and established Stars of Nations schools as a cover for his subversive activities. Documentary evidence and confessions revealed that Andrew Wayne issued directives, monitored progress, and provided finance and operational guidance to achieve all constitutional regime change in Nigeria.
The police went as far as ransacking Andrew Wayne's wife's house in search of any incriminating document or evidence. The wife narrates what happened.
Then maybe by 22nd or 23rd, they came and break into this place. My husband is falsely accused. He's never been a terrorist. He is being accused because one Mr. Olumide Inokmuya is owing him and not ready to pay him. And the case is in court even now. So he's just doing everything he can to intimidate and throw him out of the country. When they broke, in the process of breaking the gate, neighbors came around and like, what is going on here? They now said they are police. So that is how the neighbors called me to say, they are breaking into your house. I said, somehow maybe I have an idea that they should not worry about it.
But speaking to Channels TV, Mr. Andrew said he is unaware that he's running away from the law, or he's even a fugitive, or he was even involved in any conspiracy to overthrow the Tinubu's government.
I am not aware that I am a fugitive. I am not aware that I am running away from the law. I've been visiting Nigeria for 25 years. I've had a bookshop in the NLC offices right in the centre of Abuja for 7 years. And all that time, of course, the security forces have paid no interest in me. I only have one nationality. I've only ever had one nationality. And the name on my passport is Andrew Wynne, and I operate with a nickname. I mean, I think really it started as differentiating, in a sense, the broadly political education work I do with the bookshop. I am more than happy to talk to the police. I'm more than happy to have a discussion on WhatsApp, on Zoom. I'm more than happy to go to London and meet with officials from the Nigerian High Commission. If they want to start the conversation, then I think that is more than adequate.
While the military and groups like AYDM are focused on defending democracy, others are directing their frustrations at the current administration.
We have not seen anything Tifnubu have done. Please help us to beg him. I'm suffering.
Since my graduation, I've been expecting to get a job. It's not really easy. So for the past 4 years, 5 years, things have been very difficult. No way to work. My dad worked. When my dad was a civil engineer, he graduated. He was living a better life. But this is my time. Things are difficult. I'm very hardworking. I work 24 hours. Imagine what I do for a living. Open this back for me. Imagine what I do for a living. I go to street, remove something there. Power bank. Go power bank. I go to street to sell this. This is cut and this to feed my family. It's so shameful to me after going to school and I will be hawking on the street. It's not good.
The pan-Yoruba socio-political group Afenifere has voiced its deep concern over the state of the nation under President Bola Tinubu. Afenifere issued a communique that painted a grim picture of Nigeria's future if the current trajectory is not altered.
Afenifere has expressed disappointment at the current economic state of the country, especially since the assumption of office by President Bola Tinubu. They lamented that the Tinubu-led administration in 1 year has left Nigerians worse off than they were at the beginning.
They highlight the pervasive hardship, crippling hunger, unremitting insecurity, runaway inflation, and massive unemployment that have plunged Nigeria since Tinubu took office, creating a fertile ground for unrest and dissatisfaction. The nexus of this crisis is secession, military coup, and the government failures. The confluence of all these events, secession threats, calls for a coup, and the administration's mismanagement, paints a picture of a nation at a crossroads. The desperation of those advocating for a military takeover stems from a belief that democracy, as it currently stands, has failed to deliver on its promises. However, the irony is that these same individuals remained silent during the previous administrations, only to now agitate for change when the political power has shifted away from their preferred candidates. The AYDM's resistance to a return to military rule and their readiness to defend their territories by any means necessary underscores the gravity of the situation. Their position highlights a broader concern about the potential for violence and further fragmentation within Nigeria. The military's firm stance against any coup attempt, coupled with Afenifere's warning of imminent national collapse, suggests that Nigeria is on the brink of a crisis that could have far-reaching consequences.
If I'm dead, if I'm wherever I may be, Biafra will come. If I'm dead, it's even better because it will come far more quicker. I can assure you.
No discussion of Nigeria's current political climate will be complete without addressing the lingering call for Biafra. The agitation for an independent Biafra state, led by figures like Nnamdi Kanu and Simon Ekpa, continues to be a thorn in the side of the Nigerian government. Despite Kanu's arrest and detention, the movement has not lost momentum. In fact, it has gained new life under Ekpa's leadership, with continued demands for secession and autonomy.
Those are the supporters of the director of Radio Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, clamoring for his release there. Members of the indigenous people of Biafra have been protesting in the streets of Asaba, the Delta State capital, calling for the release of their acclaimed leader.
The government's response to the Biafra agitation has been one of heavy high-handedness, with crackdowns on protest and militarization of the southeast. Yet, this approach has only served to deepen the sense of alienation and injustice felt by many Igbos. The calls for Biafra are not just about secession, they are a cry for recognition, justice, and a fair share of Nigeria's wealth and opportunities. This raises a critical question: can Nigeria maintain its unity in the face of such deep-seated grievances, or are we witnessing the beginning of a slow unraveling of the very fabric that holds this nation together? As we wrap up this edition of Let's Talk Politics today, it's imperative to recognize the seriousness of the challenges facing Nigeria, the calls for a military coup, the threat of secession from southeast, southwest, and the widespread discontent with the Tinubu's administration are symptoms of a deeper problem within the Nigerian state. It is crucial for all stakeholders, government, military, civil society, and ordinary citizens to come together and engage in a meaningful dialogue about the future of our nation. The path forward must be one of unity, respect for democratic principles, and a commitment to addressing the root causes of our current predicament.
And please, that's why I say every wall of hatred you have for your brother, break it. Because if they can take our unity, they can take our strength.
Only by doing so can we hope to steer Nigeria away from the precipice and towards a more stable, prosperous future. Thank you for joining us on this critical discussion. Stay tuned to NaijaAnchorNews for more in-depth analysis and updates on the state of our nation. Drop your opinions in the comment section. Talk to us. Let's talk politics.